Do you wish you could be a minimalist? Well, in this series, I'm going to show you how to stop wondering what if. What if you need those pants, or that shirt, or those 17 pairs of shoes, or that snorkel? No longer will you overpack because we are going to test out travel clothing and make sure we know the best products to bring on a Braggworthy adventure. Hello, adventurers, travelers, and friends, and welcome back to a Braggworthy Adventures video. I'm your host, Rose, and I'm excited to continue my shopping spree. So, you might have seen I've put out 3 different videos, one on raincoats, one on some wool clothing, and one on shorts of travel clothing that I'm trying out to see what I should bring with me on my Braggworthy adventure. I want to have the best clothing for my 6-month trip to 12 countries that's versatile, where it can, be adventurous or also look nice. I want it to fit well, I want to feel good in it, and so I'm testing it out in different ways to make sure it's worth bringing on my trip. I've got 5 trials I'm going to take them through. First one is fit. Obviously it has to fit and feel nice on my body. The second is movability. Can the clothing item move with me? Third thing is their dryability. How quickly will they dry? The 4th trial, how small do they pack? And with the packability, we've got trial number 5, which is, are they wrinkle resistant or wrinkle proof? This week's video I'm a little more nervous about than the first 3 because I'm going to be trying out the thing that I feel like women, or maybe just me as a tall woman, hate trying on, and that's pants. So I don't necessarily want to bring jeans on this trip. Jeans can be really bulky, and I wouldn't want to wear jeans if I went out hiking if it was a little colder, whereas like sort of the travel pants I've been looking at, perhaps they could work as like a nice sort of pant and also as like a travel hiking adventure pant. I would really only need 1 pair of pants, I think, that are like this, so only one of these guys gets to come with me, but I have bought 3 to check out. So the 3 that I bought are from 3 different places. We have Eddie Bauer. Eddie Bauer, I have bought clothing from before. They have a Travex sort of travel line that I really enjoy. A lot of their clothing has some sort of SPF protection. It's generally quick drying. I've liked the material in the past, and it's not crazy expensive. You also have Columbia, which I think of as like kind of a mirror image of Eddie Bauer. They're very similar, but I haven't tried as much of Columbia stuff, so I'm interested to see what that's like. And then I also have Prana, which I've never tried before, but I was researching, travel fashion and travel clothing, and they came up as a line, and these pants that I bought today came up specifically as travel pants that are nice to have. But let's take a look at our contenders today for my travel pants. The first one I want to show you is from Columbia. So we've got these right here. These are the Saturday Trail Pant, and I think they're kind of in this like navy-ish color, but let's just get them out of the bag and take a look. So these are the Columbia pants, and I think they actually fit pretty well. There's a slight gap here in the back, but I don't see like any intense stretching across the seams. They do feel really comfortable and soft and not too heavy. The pockets are nice. Are there pockets in the back? Well, the pockets in the back are Velcro and super tiny and hard to get your hand into. So there's that. They got 2 buttons and a zipper. Let's see how the length is. The length hits right at the top of the foot, which I think is really actually quite good. So, oh, and then they've got a little side zipper, a little secret pocket on this side, on the right leg, and nothing on the left. Overall, the Columbia pants seem to fit really, really well, actually. So I'm excited to see how the Eddie Bauers compare. These are the Eddie Bauers. They're actually a little long. You can see they kind of are bunching up at the bottom, which I believe I've got these in a tall, so that's probably why. The pockets, they've got one little one and a larger one in the front, and in the back they just have the normal sort of back pocket. This side's pretty much the same without the little pocket. They don't have any side pockets like the Columbia did. They do feel a little baggy, and actually they feel a little less soft. So there's that. I think, you know, with the extra length and the fact that they're a little thicker almost, they're not feeling as great as the Columbia did. Prana is on Amazon, and these were recommended by my research. These are the roll-up water repellent stretch pants for hiking and everyday wear. So these are the Pranas, similar to the Eddie Bauer's. I think they are a little big. You could just see extra fabric. I could just fit a couple arms in there. I also feel like these pants, just the way that they're cut, are really emphasizing the widest part of my hip, which is making me feel fat. I'm sorry, it is. But they've got pockets in the front, nice little buttoned pockets in the back. And then there's something going on here. We've got a zipper pocket in the side, a lot like the Columbia's. And then down here, there's some sort of button. I'm thinking maybe these pants have like another button on the inside, so you can roll. Yeah, oh, okay, here we are. You can roll these up and clip it up. So I guess if you want some sort of pants that go from your day hike to your Target shift, they do both. Not the worst, but definitely not my favorite. We're gonna see how these guys move. So far, just putting them on though, I think all of them are gonna be pretty movable, which is good. So let's get the yoga mat out and see how they go. So with the Columbia pants on first, we're just gonna do some leg stretching yoga that I'm gonna find on YouTube. So the Columbia pants do have a good amount of stretch. Clearly I was able to do all the moves, but I definitely feel like in the crotch, you know, things would bunch up and it was a little harder. I know these pants aren't like meant to be yoga pants. I'm just trying to see how they move, and I am in no way a yogi either, but I felt like the waistband is a little tighter than I remember, but like I said, I went out and got some popcorn chicken, so maybe I'm just a little bigger than I was like an hour ago when I tried them on the first time. But overall, they had a lot of move and a lot of stretch. So let's try on the Eddie Bauer pants and see how they do. Eddie Bauer's on. And let's get to stretching. Okay, so weirdly enough, the Eddie Bauer's have, you know, all that extra fabric at the end, but once it like bunches up, it's even more stiff than it felt like the Columbia's were. Now it still obviously could do all the motions, but it just felt like, especially like kind of in the crotch and along the side of the leg, that it would find its spot, and then if the fabric couldn't move, then it didn't have as much stretch, is kind of how it felt. So we have our Pranas on, and let's start stretching. They moved really easily, and I couldn't tell if it was just the extra fabric or if it was the stretch. Kind of hard to tell, but these moved the easiest out of all of them. So I'm gonna take these off, put my normal shorts on, and then we're gonna get some water on these babies and see how long it takes them to dry. Okay, so it is 6:24, and I've got the pants all hanging there, and I have a cloth that I just got wet in the sink, and I think I'll take the left leg of each pant on the bottom, kind of as if maybe I stepped in a puddle or something, and I'll try and get that part wet. It's always fun to try and get a water-resistant clothing item wet because clearly it doesn't want to hold any water. So I felt a little foolish dampening it so many times. I thought perhaps I needed more water, so I went to the bathroom and got the cloth a little more damp. It was dripping in my hand, but at least I knew at that point it definitely would have enough wetness to do something. And then I was able to get a small damp spot on each of the pants. And then I set a timer for about an hour to come back and see if they were dry. Okay, so 7:45. Let's check on the pants. Pranas feel completely dry. Columbia's feel completely dry. The Eddie Bauers feel completely dry, and so do the Columbias. So looks like all three are dry and ready to see how they pack. Now with all the pants rolled up and side by side, you can get a real comparison of the amount of space they take up. You can definitely tell the Pranas are the big burrito pants. Okay guys, it has been a couple days and we have had our pants all packed up in their little packing cube. Here they are. And let's take these guys out of the bag and see if they got wrinkly. First, I'm gonna unroll, this is the Eddie Bauer pants. And they're definitely wrinkly. Yeah, you can see wrinkles up here. Now it's not horrible, it's not great, but it's not horrible. There's definitely parts of it that look relatively flat, but it definitely has wrinkles. So there's that. Let's open up the Columbias. Oh man. Oh buddy. Look at that part right there. That's Wrinkle City. Okay, so, whew. Yep, these ones are wrinkly. I think these ones might be more wrinkly than the Eddie Bauers. They're definitely wrinkly. And you wanna know what I noticed? I didn't even notice it till I was packing these pants, but I think I showed you on the Prana pants, they had these little like buttons and you could button up the bottom. The Columbias do too. They have, can you see that? This tiny little clip, and you can roll them up and then clip them up into like capris. So that's pretty cool, but these are also pretty wrinkly. Let's get back to the point, Rose. And then the Pranas, let's see how they turn out. I mean, they're wrinkly, but I think maybe a little less than the Columbias. A lot of the wrinkles are around the knee, but that's kind of like because that's where these seams are. So those aren't actually wrinkles, those are seams. I don't think they're really that bad. Now, the thing that I've been doing in some of my other videos is putting them back on at this point because sometimes things look wrinkly and then you put them on and they're not actually wrinkly because your body stretches them to the point where the wrinkle can't be seen. I'll be honest, I don't really want to do that. Pants are so hard to put on and off. This is why I live in Florida. I don't wear pants. I wear shorts or swimsuits. But I have to give these a fair shot. So I am going to put them on again and see if they're wrinkly when I wear them. When I sit, it's a little less wrinkly. Let me stand up on my little cushion here. Definitely doesn't look too bad on the body when it comes to like wrinkles. Clearly these are not wrinkles, that's just like the stretching of the fabric as I wear them. But when you look lower down where it's not stretched out, you can see some wrinkles, but it's not as bad as it looks when you pull it out of the bag. So that's better. Similar to the Columbia, you don't notice the wrinkles as much. Because these are looser, you do see more than I feel like you see on the Columbias, but it really doesn't look as wrinkly when it's on the body as when it's off and just pulled out. So, you know, that's why we do this, so that even though I'm like, oh no, there's tons of wrinkles, I can put them on and be like, oh, it's not that bad. So with the Prana pants, the wrinkles are a little more visible because it's loose, but they didn't have as much wrinkles to start with, so it really doesn't look that bad. And just remember, like I said, there are seams here, which are making those sort of wrinkly lookingness right there, so that's not actually wrinkle as much as the way that the fabric is made to be. So, overall, none of these were horribly wrinkly. They could have been better. But they weren't the worst. So now I have to think pretty hard. It is time to make that decision. Can I get a drum roll, please? The Columbias are the pants that I want with me on my Braggworthy Adventure. And the reason I want the Columbias is because I feel like they hit my ankle at just the right spot. I feel like they have features. The Eddie Bauers fit nicely, but they didn't have features, and the Pranas had features, but they didn't fit very well. They were too loose. Whereas the Columbia is kind of like my Goldilocks here. I like the color and I like the feel. They're more comfortable than jeans, that's for sure. So these are the pants that are coming with me on my Braggworthy Adventure. Let me know, are you surprised? What did you think I would choose? But I'm really excited about these. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did enjoy watching and you like seeing travel clothing, how travel clothing reacts, if you're trying to figure out what travel clothing to bring on a trip of your own, I have a whole series that I'm doing, so subscribe because more videos are coming out of this sort. Or if you're interested in what I'm planning for a trip to Southeast Asia, either packing or how I'm getting flights, etc., then please subscribe and comment below and let me know what sort of clothing you want to see me try on next. But thank you again so much for watching, and as always, bye travelers.